Good morning, caregivers. It is Thursday morning at 8:15 in the morning, and guess what? Have you been outside? It's raining, but it is not as cold as it has been. Woo, am I glad for that. Well, if you'll look in the background, you can see this is not the prettiest room on the planet. Today I am at what used to be CMC Pineville, North Carolina, the hospital, with a friend, and the staff was kind enough to give me a consultation room, yeah, that's what it's called, to meet with you today. And I appreciate that because it gives me a nice quiet spot. But if you hear some noise in the background, that's probably what you're hearing. Hi, Martha. You know, Martha, you're about the first one to sign in almost every morning. I'm glad you're here. And Martha, I'm here with Charlotte. As I said, my friend Charlotte is having breast cancer surgery today. We are celebrating that this spot in her breast was found as a stage 0. Honey, I didn't even know there was such a thing as stage 0, but I sure was happy to hear her say those words when they were followed by or preceded by, Carol, I've got cancer. Ooh, that was not a fun thing for me. So Charlotte's real special in my world, so I'm here with her today. Her husband said, Charlotte told me to tell you that you have to go back with me when the doctor talks to us, so at least one of us will know what the hell the man just said. I said, okay, Joe, I'll be there. Well, I want you to know that today's broadcast is brought to you by Passmore's Grocery and Grill, Passmore's in Rock Hill, South Carolina on Saluda. Now, Passmore's was started back in the 1930s with a door-to-door in-home delivery of fruits and vegetables and sundries. Wound up having 13 trucks doing deliveries. That tells you how different life was then. Now you can go over to Passmore's, pick out some really good food. Oh my word, they've got good Southern breakfast and lunch. You're going to enjoy it. Tell them Carol sent you to Passmore's. Well, I wanted to tell you what happened last night. I had the privilege of being the guest lecturer at the Sociology of Aging class at Winthrop University. I do that every January. The professor, Lee Miller, and I go back 30-something years, and she invites me to come in. These poor kids, and they're not all kids, they're people in my age. And no, that's not that old, so don't be thinking it is. But there's all age students. They got no clue what they're in for when I walk in the door. I've been there a couple of years where one year in particular where there was a dude sat in the back corner like the whole time, hood over his head, like he just really didn't want to be bothered. Well, that was the one time that his professor was not in attendance, and a sub was there, and I was the speaker. I guess he figured it didn't matter. I sent a note to her and told her about that dude. But last night, man, they were all on top of things, and they were participating and laughing, and then we played handbells. I showed them how we do handbells with folks who have cognitive issues, and they played. Oh my word, they laughed. They had a good time, and I enjoyed it. So we have a good time presenting Let's Talk Dementia with a Splash of Humor wherever we are. So if you're looking for a speaker, then send me a note, carol@seniorlifejourneys.com, or really, Carol at letstalkdementia.org. That's the one I'm trying to promote, letstalkdementia.org, and we'll work it out. I don't charge anything to come talk to your group unless you are far away. Then we got to talk. But we had a good time. I wanted to spend a little bit of time today talking about how to care for people in a way that lands good on them. Not everybody wants your care. Not everybody wants you to do for them. If they're going through surgery such as my friend Charlotte is today, or maybe they've just got some tough times going on in their world, maybe their loved one has passed away. Hi, Maxine. Not everybody wants us to be involved, but I would say the majority of us folks do want you to acknowledge what we've got going on. Don't wait for that person to say, hey, Carol, I need. Don't do that. I want you to think ahead of time, what could that person need, and be proactive. Proactive is what brought Charlotte here today, because we found this lump in her breast very, very early. Proactive on the part of her friends and on the part of anyone who is dealing with a crisis of whatever level is what helps bring peace and comfort through that process. I had a friend one time whose daughter, at the age of, 4, wound up with cancer and in her kidney. and she was in the hospital for quite a while, and the family had eaten hospital food till it was like coming out their ears. It was like, ugh, can't take much more of that. And I decided to go visit. And I'm not tooting my horn, but I learned so much from this lady, from the mother, about this. I fixed, I fixed lima beans and coleslaw and cornbread and applesauce. And that's what I took to the room that they were staying in and day out. It was a little, like a studio, very, very small studio apartment kind of room with the little kitchenette. So I knew we could heat up the food. So they got to eat home-cooked food for a couple meals. She told me much later, when life had settled down and her daughter, who today is fine and has a child, so her daughter was home and life was settling down for her. She said, Carol, I didn't have to ask you to bring me a meal. You just brought me a meal. Because chances are, if I had have said, hi, do you want me to bring you a meal? She'd have went, no, we're fine. We're doing good on hospital food. Oh, you don't have to do that. You know, I have all these platitudes that we use. Oh, I wish you hadn't have done that. Don't tell people that, but I have, that's the kind of things you hear. Some people have a hard time accepting that graciousness that you might be offering. But do it anyway, because it will have a good impact in the end. If it doesn't, then you know not to do it again for that person, but seldom are you going to see that. So that had an impact on me, her saying I didn't have to ask you to do it. So in my world, I think about that. I'm going to tell you something you can do for somebody if they've had a death in their family and you don't know what to take. Take a chest of ice, solo cups, and some soft drinks and gallons of tea. That happened when my dad died. I had friends who just brought in an ice chest they said, we'll come pick it up next week, and it was filled with those things because we had people coming in the house. Now, there were people bringing food, but I had never thought about taking something to drink. Now, isn't that just a neat idea? I so appreciated that. I set it up on the kitchen counter, and if you wanted something to drink, just go get it yourself. It's sitting right there. So anyway, think about things that you can do. I'm not into flowers. If you want to take flowers to your folks, more power to you. But, I'm going to spend $6, $8, $10 on some flowers that you might sneeze because they're in the room, or the cat might eat and throw up. Now I got to clean that up. Yeah, that's no fun. Cat barf. Ugh. But anyway, but they are going to, they're going to wind up being thrown away one day. Take something that they can use, or that the folks coming in can use. Take a book, something good they can read. Take let's see, what else can I think of? Take or purchase for them. Tell them I found a new app you can put on their what you call that thing? iPad. Check this out. Sit down with them and watch funny videos. I tell you, some of the funniest things that you can find, or one of the funniest things that you can find in video on YouTube, are videos of babies laughing. I don't care what stress your loved one is under, what they've gone through, even your folks with advanced dementia. You put on these videos of babies laughing and you are going to crack up. There's one of a daddy that is ripping a piece of paper. That's all he's doing. He just rips this piece of paper and the baby laughs. And he rips it again, and the baby laughs. And he rips it again, and the baby laughs. It just goes on and on. This baby doesn't get tired of it. And you know what? You don't get tired of watching it because it's funny. So, show that to your folks that are going through this crisis in their world. Let them laugh. It'll be so good for them. Laughter doeth good like a medicine. I can guarantee you, if you can do something to help your folks that are in crisis situation, laugh. They will come through it. They will heal quicker. They will be happier. And you know what that does? That makes everybody around them happier. So think about that. So my plan is to kind of get Charlotte through today and get her back home and make the woman giggle. Oh, yeah, gonna make her giggle. She expects that from me. And to make sure I know what the hell the doctor said so I can tell her later. I got a list of questions I'm supposed to ask. So that I'm going to do, and I'm happy to be that person for her. And I know you are that person for somebody. Caregiving journeys are tough. And that's why I'm here for you. That's why I'm glad you're joining me. We're having over 300 people a day watch these crazy little broadcasts in the mornings. Well, this is our last one for this week. We're going to come back next week. I think I've got my P's and Q's straightened out, so let me lay it on you. You can tell me what you think. Send me a little note, here you can comment, tell me what you think. So what we're going to have is Momma Mondays. We're going to have Tips on Tuesday. Wacky Wednesday, and Tasty Thursday. So on Mondays, we're going to talk about Mom and what's been going on with her, and update there. On Tuesday, we're going to have some tips for caregiving, things that I think might help you in your caregiving journey. On Wednesday, it's going to be Wacky Wednesday. That means I can talk about whatever I want to talk about. It might be dementia. It won't be politics, because I'm not going there. Just whatever I want to talk about. And I hope to have some products to review for you that will help you in your caregiving journey. And on Thursday, we're going to cook. Oh, yeah. Did you make that pasta last night? That stuff was good. You know, what we did on yesterday's episode is I fixed the pasta, and I fixed the squash that we had with it. Then, of course, I had to put it in the refrigerator and go about my day. And we heated it up for dinner last night, and it was excellent. Heated up. It was excellent. Check it out, Bird's Eye Veggie Made 100% vegetable pasta. They need to pay me to do these dang commercials. And speaking of which, our sponsor for today's episode is Passmore Grocery and Grill on Saluda. They tell me they have the best iced tea on the planet. Now, girl gonna be taking their word for that, because I don't like tea. I might be shot. I think Southerners are required to like tea. I'm not entirely sure. But I will be going there with my husband, who, well, he needs an IV of that junk hooked up, just sent straight to his veins, because he loves him some iced tea. They tell me they have the largest hamburger steak in York County. I guess I'm going to need to measure that one and find out. Passmore's Grills, thank you for supporting Senior Life Journeys. What's going on with Mama? And check us out on YouTube. Check us out on iTunes. Let's Talk Dementia. Check out our Amazon best-selling book, also called Let's Talk Dementia. And go to letstalkdementia.org, and you'll find links to everything under the sun that I have produced, because I got it all in one neat spot. I hope you have a good day. Hope your caregiving journey's a good one. Look forward to talking to you on Monday. I'll give you an update on my friend Charlotte, because we know this, that what's going on in Charlotte's world is what I tell you all the time. God is God. God is good. He always knows and does what's best for his children. I'm glad to be one of those kids. I'm glad to be part of your world. I'm glad you're part of mine. Happy Thursday. Sleep late tomorrow. Have a good weekend. Bye.